Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. So, our topic is all about the basic key terms in special education. We all know that in every field, there are lots of terminologies to be mastered. Of course, here in special education, there's full of terms that people constantly use in writing and in conversation. That as a future educator, it's important to know what those terms mean for us to instantly connect with the meaning of those words and how to use it and what's the use of every word or phrase in the field. Child with disability. So pag nababasa natin tong phrase na to, anong unang naiisip natin? So natural, ito yung mga batang may disability, having an intellectual disability, hearing impairment including deafness, speech or language impairment, visual impairment including blindness, o kaya naman ito yung mga may serious emotional disturbance, ito yung mga batang sobrang hyper at merong mga short attention span lang. And ito yung may mga batang may autism, traumatic brain injury, na nangangailangan ng special education and related services. So here, the basic key terms na matututunan natin. Number 1, what is the developmental disability? Number 2, what is impairment or disability? Kung may pinagkaiba ba sila. Number 3, what is handicap? Number 4, malalaman natin dito kung sino yung mga batang nasa risk na pala. At yung categories of children at risk is established risk, biological risk, and environmental risk. So number 1, developmental disability are a group of conditions due to an impairment in physical, learning, language, or behavior areas. So this condition, nag-start to during the developmental period and may impact day-to-day functioning, and it usually lasts throughout a person's lifetime. So most developmental disability is nangyayari before a baby is born, at yung iba naman is pagkatapos nila ipanganak dahil nga nagkakaroon ng injury and infection or iba pang mga factors. So, these factors include genetics. So, dito pumapasok yung parental health and behaviors such as smoking and drinking, kung palainom at palasigarilyo ba yung nanay. And during pregnancy, dito pumapasok yung complication during birth. Nagkakaroon ng infection yung nanay o kaya mas napapaagang maipanganak yung baby, or ito yung tinatawag na premature baby, or the exposure of mother or child to high levels of environmental toxins na nagli-lead sa developmental disability ng bata, such as fetal alcohol syndrome na tinatawag, na nagkakos ito by drinking alcohol during pregnancy, na alam naman natin na ang pag-inom ng alak during pregnancy is hindi ito nakakabuti. So, we know the cause, but for most, we don't. Number 2 is the impairment or disability. It refers to the reduced function or loss of a specific part of the body or organ. So, ano nga ba pinagkaiba ng impairment sa disability? So, impairment is any loss of normal physical or mental abilities, like loss of a limb, loss of vision or memory loss, activity limitation such as difficulty in seeing, hearing, walking, or problem solving. The next is disability. Usually refers to difficulty carrying out tasks or activities of daily lives. So dito, mas nare-restrict or nalilimitahan yung mga kayang gawin ng bata. Number 3 is the handicap. So the handicap is the result of the disability and impairment. But dito sa handicap, ito yung hindi na niya ma-fulfill yung given role niya dahil impaired na siya and at the same time disabled. Kasi may iba naman na may impairment but they don't consider it as a handicap. Despite of the struggle, there are disabled people who can fulfill the given task. So parang disabled yet not handicapped. So, para mas maintindihan natin kung ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng impairment, disability, at handicap ito. Yung impairment, dito nagsisimula yung mga symptoms na kung saan dito yung pagkawala or pagkakaroon ng abnormality sa isip ng mga bata kaya nadadama yung katawan nito. So, halos nangyayari ito sa mga pagsilang ng bata. Diba nakikita natin o lumilitaw yung mga symptoms kapag 1 year old or 2 years old. Kaya naman dun pa lang na-figure out ng parent na may ganun palang symptoms or kalagayan yung bata. Sa disability naman, ito na yung umapekto sa bata na kung saan nadamay na yung paggalaw niya. Disabled na siya para hindi na niya magawa yung mga ginagawa, at dahil doon, yun yung impairment na nangyari sa kanya. Ito na yung resulta ng symptoms or impairment sa kanila. Tas last, yung handicap naman. Dito na yung limitado na yung galaw ng bata dahil sa impairment at disabilities na resulta. Nagkakaroon ng disadvantages like, syempre if you're disabled, lalo na sa mga bata, hindi na sila nakakapag-aral or nalilimit na yung mga kaya pa nilang sanang gawin. Tas yung iba naman nadi-discriminate, o kaya nabubuli pa sila ganun. At risk. So, ito yung mga bata who have great chances or they are prone na magkaroon ng disability because of established biological and environmental affection. So, here are the categories of children at risk. Number 1 is established risk. So, sinasabi lang dito na yung sakit niya is nakuha niya since birth. Okay. So, dito, because established risk is most often related to genetic and chromosomal problems that includes conditions such as Down syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, and Tay-Sachs disease. Number 2 is the biological risk. So, dito yung mga bata, meron silang history of developmental events such as prematurity. So, they are premature since birth. So, ito pala yung mga batang prone na magkaroon ng disability. Lastly, the environmental risk. So, sabi dito, both heredity and environmental factors are crucial to child development. So, dito, yung sakit niya is namana niya or pwede naman sa environment niya nakuha. So, meaning, dito maapektuhan yung some areas ng life ng bata that make them more prone to developing some form of disabling condition and are more likely to fail in school. As a recap, here are the basic key terms: developmental disability, impairment or disability, handicap, at risk, and the categories of children at risk, established risk, biological risk, and environmental risk. That's all. Thank you. Remember this, some see the disabilities, but special education teachers see the possibilities.